Hello and good evening, our beloved viewers. It's 9 p.m. You are watching on live RTD channel. Welcome to this English news edition. Here are the top stories. At the presidency, the President Gele received a new series of congratulations. Meant for a new school for Lakabe students. Those were the headlines. Thanks for joining us in our newsroom. President Gili received a series of message of congratulation about this message, the congratulatory message from head of state and government of brotherly and friendly countries, as well as an important personality, important heading international, continental, and regional institution, all welcoming the re-election of His Excellency Ismail Margili. Rwanda President Paul Kagame is among the group of leaders who recently sent their warm congratulations to the head of state. In his telegram, the Rwanda President described the re-election of his Djiboutian counterpart as a mark of the deep attachment and great confidence of the Djiboutian people in the political leadership of their country. The president of the Sovereign Council of Sudan, Mr. Abdel Fattah Abdulrahman, also sent a similar message to the president of the republic. The resounding victory that led to your re-election is an unquestionable sign of massive support of Djibouti for your political vision, said the president of Sovereign Council of Sudan. He then extended his warm congratulations to the Djiboutian people for their foreign and permanently subscribing to Paul's place under the sign of peace, order, and cohesion. Similar message came from the Pakistan President, Mr. Mohammed Abbas, and the Venezuelan President, Mr. Nicolas Maduro. In addition to this head of state and government, several other eminent personalities sent their warm congratulations to the President of the Republic. The chairperson of the African Union Commission, Mr. Moussa Faki, is among the leaders of the important international and continental organizations who have sent congratulatory telegram to the President Gele. Ms. Vera Songwe, Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations and Executive Secretary of the United Nations Economic Commission for the African, is also among the leading figure of the international and African diplomatic and economic landscape who welcome the brilliant re-election of the Djiboutian head of state. My institution stands alongside with the Djiboutian institution to continue to support the country's sustainable development and consolidate of the going in the gain in terms of inclusive growth for the benefit of all Djiboutians. Ms. Vera Sangwe said, reiterating her warm congratulations to the President Gili. Yesterday afternoon, the Minister of Economic and Finance in charge of leadership, in charge of industry, Mr. Ilyas Moussa Dawali, met through video conference with the Director General of the ITFC and Mr. Hani Salem. in his capacity as a governor of the IDP Djibouti to discuss with the ITFC's continue commitment. The International Islamic Trade Finance Corporation, a member of the Islamic Development Bank groups to support Djibouti's key sector through an integrated trade solution approach in line with the country's national development plan Vision 2035. This discussion highlighted the positive collaboration and plans to continue the recovery phase of COVID-19 with the special programs trading the strategy in health sector under the umbrella of the AATB program, known as also the Arab Trade Program. The new school for the pupils of Lakabe yesterday, Thursday, April 2021, children and parents of the locality of Lakabe witness happy events. The very first schools had just officially opened its doors at the head of a strong government delegation. The Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mr. Mustafa Mohamed Mahmoud, went to Lakabe, a locality in sub-prefecture of Dikhil region, and As'ela, located 80 kilometers from the capital, where he presided over the inauguration ceremony of a new school. The delegation accompanying the minister was composed of the Minister of Urban Environment and Tourism, Mr. Mohamed Abdul Qadir, the Minister of Equipment and Transport, Mr. Musa Mohamed, the Minister of Labor in charge of reform of the administration, Mr. Osman Ibrahim, and the Minister of Muslims Affairs, Mr. Mumin Hassan Bari, as well as the parliamentarians, local and traditional authorities such as the Sultan of Gobad, the prefect of the Dikhil region, and the president of the regional council were also present at this ceremony. The diversity of the delegation reflect the importance of education at the highest level of national policy. Moreover, the opening of these schools in one of the most remote areas of the countries correspond perfectly with the MEFOP is a policy on success to quality schooling for all. The Lakabe school meets the two imperative of the success for all and quality school in more than one way. And also, in a brief intervention, the Minister of Education gave an important speech in which he urged the parents of Lakabe students to ensure the cleanliness and to preserve possible acts of the delinquents and vandalism, and they must preserve these schools in all the way. In a brief intervention, the Minister of Education gave previous, and he said in his every day the Djiboutian schools were able to Lakabe infrastructure. They also must preserve their schools. And now moving on to Addis Ababa, the ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti, permanent representative to the African Union, and and the general of the diplomatic corps, credit to Ethiopia, Mr. Mohammed Idris Farah, held on Thursday, 22 April, meeting of the Peace and Security Council of the African Union in his capacity as a chairman of for the amount of April 2021. The PC during this meeting had on its agenda two important issues, namely the political and security institution and situation in Somalia. Reviewed of the current situation is Chad, the Council in considering the preservation of a situation in Somalia. Took the following discussion contained the action of 12 April 2021 by the House of People's representative, which extended the mandate of the President and Parliament effectively the election sure and undermine the unity and stability of the country in the recent demonstrative and continuous process, and also strengthening the relative peace and security, as well as the significant gains that Somalia has made over the year, which to support the AU and other partners at the Sacrifice Council. It's considering the current situation. And also the stress the strategy areas for through this investment into the circumstance of this association in order to bring their justice and preservation. The radio television under the sponsorship of Abu Ahmed Group, Jandul Man and Jandul Family has organized the program Layali Ramadan, which is broadcast on Channel 1 at 6 o'clock in the evening, and reruns at 5 o'clock. So this program is presented by our colleague Mahad Abdi Roble and Shakir Alaye. This it takes charge of the jury. The winners of the first episode of Layali Ramadan receive their prize of headquarters of Jandal family, the member of the program, and the winners were warmly welcomed by the owner of Jandal Man and Jandal family groups, Mr. Abdullah, and all the complex groups, a number of young men and women who were lucky enough to win prizes after answering the question that were posted on this public receive prizes of 20,000 lesson on this suite and interview conducted by the national television on the winners and this program. For his part, the owner of Gentleman and Gentle Family shops emphasized that the need to support uh, every promotion and everything related to the promotion and development knowledge of cultural file for the people of nation. And he also indicate alongside the public sector, he spoke of the important support to young people in cultural learning. He congratulated the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, and the First Lady Khadra Mahmoud Haid, and all the Djiboutian people. Under the supervision of the Minister of Social Affairs and Solidarity, the War Islamic Lead Office in Djibouti officially launched yesterday the project of distributing food basket for poor and low-income families. This gesture, which target a total of about 1,000 families, in part of the league his charitable programs and project in Djibouti, which aim to support the government's effort to enable the suffering of the vulnerable section of our society, especially during the month of generosity, the month of Ramadan. The inauguration ceremony took place at the headquarters of the NGO is Bandar Djibouti, Bandar Jadid, in the presence of the technical advisor of the Minister of Social Affairs and Solidarity, and also the Council of the Saudi Embassy in Djibouti, Mr. Abdullah, in addition to the Deputy Director of the Office of the Muslims War Leagues in Djibouti, Mr. Mohammed Abdul Hakim. The event was also attended by the Deputy Director of the Arab Department of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, and also the Director of Regional Office of the NGO Al-Rahma in Djibouti, Mr. Abdul Ghani, and other officials were also present and participate. Since the beginning of the month of Ramadan, the different brigades of the commune of Belbela have received numerous complaints of extortion, assault with knife, or always with the same options pays with this situation. The communal and assault knives always with the same face with the situation combined of a judicial group coordination, the war of judicial units under its command, so that this surge could be contained as soon as possible. It's respect following a large-scale investigating carried out by the gendarmes of Sheikh Musa Brigade, an organized gang specializing in escorting knife was this temple indeed, after having stabilized the parading these criminals. The investigator of Sheikh Musa Private carried out several observation and also an operation, as well as the necessary identify and arrest the member of the again on 18 April the town of arrest phases of the investigation, and they began the member of this gang who had acted as authors, co-authors, and person the various carried out by the investigator of Sheikh Musa Brigade also were present, as well as the product and the gang were cannabis in their respective having defend and the fact they were accused, and also investigation, they will be brought to the justice to answer their action. Moving on to Tajora now, the mobile team of the one of Tajora preside Jilani Shem size an important quantity of cattle for 2,100 kilogram with the collaboration of police of the region of Tajora, the Director General of Diwan, Mr. Gouleid Ahmed Yusuf, and Prefect of the region Tajora, Hassan Dabele, congratulate all the collaboration of the region Tajora and the agent of Diwan. And now it is with a heavy heart of sadness that we learn the death of the death of Mr. Salan Shide Farah which occurred yesterday evening at 7 hour p.m. in the hospital Sheikh Balbala at the age of 49-year disease work at the Port Djibouti, and he was the brother of a sub-prefect of Fort District. He left behind a widow and two children. We ask Almighty and most we ask merciful have mercy on his soul. May Allah grant him in his eternal paradise. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Moving on to the international scene, the United States is a leader in the fight against climate change. A satisfied German chancellor attended yesterday's climate summit in Washington. Angela Merkel welcomed Joe Biden's promise to halve U.S. CO2 emission by 2030. I am very happy that the United States is back in climate policy, because it is absolutely clear that the world needs its contribution if we want to respect the Paris Agreement, said the German Chancellor. Emmanuel Macron, also present in a video conference, said that the environment should be better taken into account in an investment and trade relation at the global level, alluding to the carbon tax that AU wants to put in place at its border. A commitment to the environment, which, as Mario Draghi's remind us, are already contained in the European recovery plan. This is it for this edition. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful evening.